Right then, can anyone tell me what happens when the British Parliament starts sounding like a bad TV sitcom? Have you ever watched PMQs and felt second-hand embarrassment through your screen? Have you ever fancied the Deputy PM channeling her inner Vicky Pollard on live TV? British democracy, once admired, now, well, brace yourself. And yes, I am watching from Thailand because it is far less painful in a warmer climate with a nice cold beer in hand. Well, I usually avoid swearing during my evening meal here in Isaan, but watching PMQs this week made me spill my beer and mutter words unsuitable for polite company. There I was, sitting in rural Thailand with the jungle humming behind me, thinking I would tune in for a bit of British democratic theatre in the Houses of Parliament. You know, banter, wit, a jab or two. What I got instead was Angela Rayner going full Vicky Pollard. No, really, you could not make it up. Yeah, but no, but yeah, she stammered, throwing blame at everyone in the room like confetti at a wedding where the cake had already been dropped. Look, I am not saying I expect Cicero at the dispatch box, the Roman bloke whose speeches could bring down corrupt senators and still leave them applauding. However, is it too much to ask for a sentence with a subject, verb and object that does not sound as if it was put together in a focus group full of interns? Rayner's performance was, frankly, toe curling. And that is coming from a bloke who once watched Crossroads in its prime. She was not just dodging questions, she was auditioning for Britain's Got Evasion. She was her usual mix of arrogance, class-flavoured resentment, and gave a thick as a breeze block delivery. Harsh, maybe, but also truly fair. Painfully fair. Moreover, what of her boss, Sir Tier Starmer, still lurking quietly in the background like a man who lost his keys and is too embarrassed to admit it? 1 year in power. Does anyone know what he stands for? Anyone? Thought not. He has taken more U-turns than a lost tourist in Birmingham. 1 week it is cut winter fuel allowance, next week no, save it. Same story with Pip, the two-child cap, and foreign policy so vague you would think they outsourced it to a magic 8-ball. Do we back Israel or Iran? Signs point to maybe. Furthermore, do not get me started on Rachel Reeves' Fantasyland budget. Honestly, it is like Monopoly money but less convincing. Meanwhile, defence spending is being approved as if we have just found oil in Blackpool. So, guess what is coming? Drum roll please. Tax hikes. Big ones. Autumn's about to be hit like a dodgy curry in 40-degree heat. Why? Because you cannot U-turn your way through government without running up the political equivalent of a Wonga loan. However, here is the kicker, the bit that made me laugh and weep all at once. This is not just embarrassing, this is the UK on full display, broadcasting amateur hour to the world. I half expected subtitles to pop up saying, "Sorry world, we used to be respected." Honestly. Imagine being a foreign ambassador, watching Rayner waffle on like a school kid who did not read the book. You would think she had walked into a sketch show, if only it were not real. British democracy reduced to a punchline. Now, before someone accuses me of bias, I do not care whether you are red, blue or polka dot purple. This is not about politics. It is about competence, dignity, respecting the process. Whatever is happening now is not leadership. Back in the day, even the rogues knew how to string a sentence together. You disagreed with their policies, but they could keep a room. These days, It's like watching the Year 9 Drama Club rehearse, yes, minister, but without the charm. So here I am, a weary Brit abroad, no aircon, sweat trickling down my back, watching the Mother of Parliament squabble like toddlers fighting over crayons. Moreover, mate, I am mortified. There is no other word for it. Nevertheless, hey, at least we can laugh. Because if we did not, we would cry, and I am running low on tissues and dignity. Therefore, here is my plea. Let us raise the bar again. Let us demand more than evasive gags and pantomime politics. Moreover, to Angela, if by some miracle you are watching this, Vicky Pollard called and she wants her script back. If you are as baffled by modern British politics as I am, give this video a like, share it with your mates and hit the subscribe for more eye rolls, chin stroking and a dash of sarcastic sanity from abroad. Cheers.